And are you refreshed? Yes. Now what?
Good day. I think we make too much of all of this. We really do.
This is a good time for a segment of refreshment.
Yeah. I just have so much appreciation for you and Abraham and all the teachings and all my teachers, actually. I feel like I have the best life of anybody I know, and I feel like it's a fairy tale life, but if you look at everybody's life, we all have that. We just don't realize it, I think.
There is a momentum that you've been moving on that is the result of where you are.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah.
But that path of least resistance is ever changing, isn't it?
It always is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what makes it change? Two things. Life causes you to ask for something, and your practiced agility at letting in what you've asked for. That's what the path of least resistance is all about. You have strong desire, and you don't like yourself, you're hard on yourself, then you have strong momentum, and you appear to be productive, but you're not having as much fun as you could. And without intention or desires, Esther was thinking during the segment of refreshment, there's a phrase that she heard growing up, that faith without work is dead. And when she had that thought, she wrote it down, and we said to her, work without faith is counterproductive. You got to want it, and you got to believe it, and then follow the inspired action, yeah?
Right.
So what's up?
So that's what I'm saying. I think that we make too much of it, because when you focus on what feels better, it's, of course, more will come to you that feels better. So in simple choices, if you're just asking yourself which feels better, I feel for me...
You said something really important. Let it be simple choices.
Yes.
In other words, don't make it life or death. Let it be the simple choice of, this does feel better. I think I'll follow this. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that's it. So it's the foundation where you check in simple choices, even in the morning, of all the things that I have to do, and I have time and choices, which one feels better? Small things. Even when you go to brush your teeth, how can I, what's a way that I can do this that feels better? Just as it amplifies your day, and then you get more that feels better, right? It just keeps getting...
Sure. Esther plays a game where there are things that she knows it's timely that she does them. Sometimes she doesn't feel that much like doing it. So she plays a game where she just sort of lays it out and asks herself, is there any part of this that looks fun? And if there isn't, she moves on.
Right. And that's when I think that's the biggest thing, is to really check in. I think that's where we forget, where it's an opportunity for us to check in with our intuition and say, of all the choices, which one feels lighter? And when we have things to do, like take out the trash, it feels better to, instead of let the trash pile up.
Esther loves taking out the trash. She lives in a high-rise building, and there's a trash chute, and it is the most fun.
Exactly.
She stands and listens to it all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. It feels so efficient.
Yeah. And taken care of, right? Where does it go? It's taken care of.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
into the loving arms of someone else.
Yeah. And that's what I'm noticing, and I'm thankful so much to the teachings, because as you apply them and you realize that better it gets, the better it gets. And it just keeps compounding.
For sure.
And so I'm listening to, like what's next, and I feel like as I look at the things in my life I'm so thankful for. As a little girl, I knew that I would work with whales and dolphins, and my life is a fairy tale where I get to hug whales and play with dolphins most of the time, and I get to bring people with me and share those experiences.
We don't need to tell you. You tell us. What do they know that most people don't know?
To be present.
True enough, but nobody can not be present, so what else do they know?
They know that they are unconditional love. They know that they're pure positive energy. They know that everything's working out for them.
So you're giving them word. They are having none of that.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
they're just being. That's what I mean when I say present. They're just being.
But that's a different answer, because the lovely human that you are, you superimposed your chaotic thoughts over the whales who aren't doing that. And you said, I think we're making too much of this. And that's what the whales are telling you every day. Esther has a dear friend, comedian, and as they roam the earth together, sometimes people will say to them, have a nice day. And Esther's friend will say, don't tell me what to do. It always makes people laugh. But
Sure.
that's what the wells...
Absolutely.
Don't tell them what we think, because we're not thinking as much as you think we're thinking. Like you said, we're being, and we're being. So let's put some feeling around how they're being.
Curious, playful, inquisitive, joyful, relaxed,
So
frisky.
rather than curious, try this word because it's a better fit to their vibration. Interested.
Interested, so interested.
Which is that
Yeah.
being present that you were talking about.
Absolutely.
Interested, wondering, not worrying, wondering. That's a good one for you to think about. When you say I'm worrying about something, just replace it with I'm wondering. Make it softer. Be more whale-like. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. The moms actually bring their babies up for us to pet and touch and kiss, and there's a special thing, to have a 40-ton whale bring her newborn baby to you.
And why do you think she's doing that? Do you think she thinks that these highly intelligent humans have something that her little whale baby will receive by osmosis, or is she giving humans the gift that she was born to give?
That, for sure.
The very first cruise, Jerry and Esther made something and it said whale being on it.
That's a whaley great
Kind of
time.
fits, doesn't it? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
are good.
Actually, one thing, may I give a plug for Kate's bracelets?
Oh,
Please.
so the bracelets, did you see the bracelets? At Thanksgiving, well, this is how this started. Jerry, in his non-physical form, and Esther and her entire family went to the Del Coronado for Thanksgiving and had the most glorious day. And in the gift shop were some bracelets. Esther bought one that said, "Be happy." And Esther said, "Ooh, this makes me focus." So she bought 2 bracelets for herself and 2 for everybody that was with her that wanted one. Then she was wearing them and feeling good and wearing them. And of course, Kate was there. And so Kate said, "I can make bracelets." And Tracy said, "I can make bracelets." And so they sat around and just played with the idea of it. And then Esther said, "What do you think to us?" Because she knows that we are about information more than we are about anything. We said, anything that causes you to focus in a happy way. And so that's the idea of them.
I love them.
Yeah. As long as it's fun, there will be bracelets.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi.
We
This is
are.
fun.
You are.
I love everybody that's been up here so far. I work with a bunch of assholes. and their kids. And
On this segment, Esther asked us if we really were going to put that track title. And we said, "Assholing Your Way to Enlightenment."
well, the assholes in my life have been such great value because they forced me to get aligned.
Well, the more something makes you know how you feel, the more the other end of that stick is rocketed from you. The contrast is of great value. It really is. What's your question?
I work in an environment where I love exuding positive energy because it's in music. I do music with kids. It's fun. And music itself is such an uplifting thing. And
When you think about it, in the context of what we've been talking about, of the difference between trying to figure everything out and feeling, music is closer to the feeling, isn't it? It's more of the emotional, vibrational experience. We know there are words, and when the words match, when they're vibrationally accurate, that's good too. They most always are, but... And so?
So I want to balance that, the knowing of everything that I've come to know from Abraham's teachings, which have changed and enhanced my life incredibly. And I work in an environment where education is about standardizations and measuring people. And
Now, hear this and let us give a qualifying statement behind it. People can't help where they are this red hot minute because their life has caused the momentum of their thoughts, which is what beliefs are. And their beliefs equal the balance of what they attract. So what they attract keeps confirming what they already believe, and that's why change is slow. But all of it is helpful.
That's what I wanted to understand, or at least come from it to it from a source perspective. I don't want to be afraid of having of these things that I have to do, which is score people, and it sort of takes away from what I love to do with the music.
Well, here's the thing. Esther sits on the very front row at the Spurs games in San Antonio when she's there. And she knows that all of these guys, they're magnificent, here and here, both teams, are going to play by the rules that they have signed up for here. It's like an agreement. Mm-hmm. And so don't make an agreement and then resent the agreement you made. Just find the path of least resistance within your agreement. You see what we're getting at? Don't ask the world to be different so that you can feel different. Decide how you're going to feel, and then your world will mimic that. You have so much more power, empowerment than you realize. But when you decide that you need to tell them and you need to change it, now you're pushing against, and now your momentum is about what you don't want. The more animated, or the more you continue to feel injustice, and the more you push against that, the more you add to the momentum of the injustice. Cannot be otherwise. But at the same time, dear hearts, that you may be adding to the momentum of the injustice, you're also launching rockets of desire of what you prefer. And that's what your inner beings are all over. So when you care about how you feel, pretty soon you stop protesting and you start advocating, and then your world becomes a reflection of your alignment with the things that you've chosen from life that you prefer. Nobody gets to decide for everybody or anybody else. We used to play with you. We said it's like you make a big poster and put it on a stick and carry it with you everywhere you go. Put your picture on it. This is me. And it says, and these are the things that I require from you if I am to be happy. Then list them. If you meet me, behave this way and this way and this way and this way and this way. And
I feel silly doing it.
Of course you would feel silly doing it, and of course it's ridiculous. That's why we offer it. But it is what most people are trying to do on small and large levels. Here I am, adhere to this, and make me happy, and then it will go better for you. And we say you could make those signs, and you could roam around the world showing them, or you could just adjust your frequency so that what comes to you is a match to what you want. A lot of humans have adjusted their frequency to things they don't want. And then they're upset when they keep getting things that they don't want. And that's why they keep thinking they need to make a sign to make people do otherwise.